Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another webinar in the series around promotions that roar. Today I'm going to talk about a lot of the last-minute information that we have, where to arrive, what to expect, what you can tell your clients to expect, and as you're reminding them and sending out their confirmations over the next couple of days, the things that you're going to want to include. I'm going to cover some of the things that are critically important that I've covered before. First of all, this is members only, so you need to have your MIPA dues paid up, ASI, PPAI, SAGE, and any other number of memberships is not MIPA membership. You need to be a member in good standing to attend this show, and it's free to attend for paid up members and their employees, and $10 for each end user that you bring. We're going to kick off the day. You can begin arriving around 9:15. We'll have people there by 9 o'clock ready, but no need to get there real early, but we'll have everything set up, and I'll talk about the packet pickup process in a minute. Going to have Paul Bellantone speaking on the power of the medium for a 1-hour presentation. Going to do the ribbon cutting and open the doors to the floodgates at 11 o'clock, and the show will be open for until 3 o'clock. And then we're going to have we're going to have 2 times of stadium tours, depending on the number of people we have signed up. But at this point, it looks like we're going to have about 4 groups at 3 o'clock and then 4 groups at 3:45 for the 45-minute stadium tours. And then during that entire time, there'll be appetizers and a cash bar and things going on. Once again, the rules, when I talk about no distributor advertising, I've had a lot of people ask, well, what if my client wants to wear their shirt? Culligan man can wear his Culligan shirt. Any client can wear their branded merchandise. It's about distributor advertising that we don't want to have. We don't want to have a situation where a large distributor would come in and just flood the entire show with a bunch of bright shirts or that sort of thing. So needing to draw the line somewhere, we drew the line at no distributor advertising or self-promotion is going to be allowed. Obviously, this is not the forum for soliciting other people's clients or their distributor personnel. I think we all know better than that, and this is a professional organization. Professionals is in our name, the MIPA, the Michigan Promotional Professionals Association. Business cards can be misconstrued, so just leave them at home. They are your client. You can, if they don't have your card yet, do it outside. Everyone's an invited guest by someone. Handing out cards can be misconstrued. We've been hammering this with the exhibitors and the suppliers. They know that. They've done this before. I mentioned this is a professional show. No children, no pets. Make sure that you're promoting the show to your clients. If you're on this call, you've been doing that. Always remember to follow up both before and after, and I talk a little bit about that. I spoke about it more in my second webinar. Non-member distributors, got to be a member of MIPA to attend. We've had some people from other regionals. We confirm with those regionals that they are a member in good standing of their regional association. Again, this is a regional association show. National memberships do not apply here. Clients are registered as you send those in. I haven't had any duplicates or any situations with having to say somebody's already been registered, but if you attempted to register a client and that name was already in our database, we'd let you know, and the registration fee would be paid up. And I think I've said it, I'll say it a few more times, association dues have to be paid up and in good standing. Now this is important because when we look up Ford Field, Google Ford Field, it says 2000 Brush Street, which is the entrance directly across the street from Comerica Park. Our parking ramp where we're offering the free parking is at 1902 St. Antoine, which is right across from Gate G and is on the east side of the stadium. So 1902 St. Antoine, and the zip code's 48226 if you're telling people to enter it into their GPS. That's where you want them to go. That's where the Ford Field parking deck is. We've been referring to it as the Ford Field parking deck throughout all of our promotions, but just want to be really clear that that's the parking deck they need to park in. That's the only parking deck that we can validate parking for. So again, here's the map. For those of us who are not from Detroit, it's really simple to get to. I've had to couple of site visits, as you can imagine. You jump off 375 and you're right there. It's just right around the corner, and it's a beautiful parking deck. There's a beautiful overpass between Gate G. What you're looking at in that picture in the upper right is the east side entrance to Ford Field. There's a big digital sign which will be saying "Welcome to Promotions at Roar," welcoming your guests. On the upper right-hand side, you can see there's Comerica Park, and directly across the street is Ford Field, and across the street from that is the Ford Field parking deck. So that's where we're going. So 1902 St. Antoine Street is the address that you want to remember. Once you get off, you park your car in St. Antoine Street, you cross St. Antoine, you can see Gate G in the lower right-hand corner. Gate G is a main entrance. It's where the ticket office is. It's the entrance that the media and the suite holders use when they go to games. It's where the will call is. As you come in, you can see there's a big open area. You can see the escalators down in the lower portion. Those escalators will be bringing people up to the other levels, which I'll talk about in a bit. But that whole big area there where you see the little cart with the umbrella over it, that's the East Atrium. And that's where we're going to have our registration area set up. That East Atrium by that little cart symbol is where the seating throughout the day, where you can just come with your clients and sit down for a bit, grab a cup of coffee or some water and talk about what they've seen so far and what the next part of the game plan is. Real nice area for that. I'll talk about our registration in a couple of slides. Then you see Adams Street running right across the lower portion of the image there. This is where the booths will be set up. Basically from where you see the first food vendor sign all the way down on both sides, we have that entire area covered with 104 exhibitor booths. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to look great. We're going to have a great balloon entrance from Pioneer Balloon, but I'm getting all excited and get going off here. So Wednesday morning, you and your guests can start arriving at around 9:15. You'll enter at Gate G after parking in the parking ramp at 1902 St. Antoine. You'll see red tables and you'll see black tables. And we'll have a lot of good signage. We're going to have Ford Field personnel that we're hiring to help out with this. We've got a lot of volunteers. Packet pickup should go very smoothly. The distributors, you'll go to your red table for packet pickup, and you'll see the A through D and E through G and that sort of thing. Go alphabetically by your last name. You'll pick up your packet. Your guests will go to the black tables, and they will go by alphabetically, but by the name of the inviting distributor. So if ABC distributor invites somebody, they would go up and say, "I'm a guest of ABC," and we will have their packet waiting for them, divided by the distributors who have registered them, and provide that for them. The packet's going to include a color-coded name badge and lanyard. That red and black theme will be carried throughout. You will be color-coded red. Your clients will be color-coded black. And any of the things that were pre-ordered inside their packet will be their parking validation pass. It's simply a ticket that they can present as they exit the parking ramp structure, and MEPA will get billed for the parking. If you've signed them up ahead of time for a stadium tour, it will tell which group you're in and where the meetup place is for that particular tour. Each tour can handle about 30 people, so I'm breaking this into groups, but also, keeping all of the clients of companies together. So there'll be a 3 o'clock group A, B, C, and D, and then a 3:45 group A, B, C, and D. That will be all indicated. So far, it looks like I'm pretty good at maintaining the requests if people have requested a particular time or group. As the registrations continue to come roaring in this week, I can't make those promises, but I will never split you and your clients up, that's for sure. And then there'll be a ticket for the gala reception in there. So you grab your packet, you've got your lanyard, you've got your badge. The end buyers then will receive a gift bag, which will have samples, and they'll be able to choose either a large or an extra large t-shirt. We've got 600 t-shirts that were generously donated by Heritage Sportswear and generously decorated by Flying Colors Imprinting that they will be able to choose from. Again, while supplies last. I think at 600 we're going to be pretty good, and if we have any leftovers, the distributors can get some as well. But the way the registrations are coming in, it's very possible that we'll have 600 end buyer guests for this show. Then it's you've got your bag, you've got your packet, you've got your lanyard. You can head on up the escalators to the third level where the Hall of Legends is. Hall of Legends is lined with pictures of lion greats throughout the years. Inside there we'll have coffee and breakfast pastries available. About a little after 9:30 we'll have a couple of preliminary housekeeping and then introduce Paul Bellantone, the CEO and president of PPAI. He's going to talk about the power of promotional products, how to put the roar in your promotions. And this is really a message you want your clients to hear. This is a message that takes the latest research that really shows that we are a powerful advertising medium. Not only are we old, we're one of the older promotional or advertising media, we're one of the fastest growing. Basically, internet and mobile are about the only two that consistently beat us in terms of growth. We're currently the 8th largest advertising medium. We're a very relevant advertising medium, and Paul's got tons of research that show that people appreciate what they get, that they recognize the name of the advertiser, that they're more likely to buy, about the power of reciprocity. And I'm not going to go into his presentation, but as you can tell, I get pretty excited about it. And end buyers really understand that we offer a real return on investment. Matter of fact, we not only offer a return on investment, I say we offer a return on a relationship. So you're going to want to hit that. Have a question. Are we allowed to take pics at the Hall of Legends and elsewhere? You're allowed to take pictures throughout the entire day. Many of the pictures we've used in promoting it, we've avoided using actual pictures of the Detroit Lions and NFL licensed properties, but as our guests there, you're welcome to take as many pictures and of anything within that you see at the show. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the professional photographers we're going to have on hand who will be taking pictures throughout the day, but that's coming up. But yes, bring your cameras. Definitely bring your smartphones with cameras and be sharing the day on social media as well. This is the entrance to the Hall of Legends. It's pretty cool. There's big doors that open up, and there's a beautiful view of the city. And I think your clients will be impressed. After Paul's done speaking, we will, at 11 o'clock, be opening up this area. It doesn't look so great in that picture. It's taken during one of my site visits. That big pole in the middle will have a beautiful balloon decoration as well as the arch, courtesy of Pioneer Balloons. And just beyond that pole, we'll be starting with our 104 exhibit booths, all the way down that entire Adams Street area. As I mentioned there, we're currently at 100. Stretch goal is 104. Actually, 104 is all we can get in there. So we do have some people still coming in. Looks like it's going to be another sold out show for MIPA. List of exhibitors. That got funky when I uploaded it. There's a list of the exhibitors. So far, just the exhibiting companies. If I went to line lists, it would extend for days. If you go to MIPA.org, in the middle you'll see a tab for the show, and there's a drop down, and the page is Roar Exhibitors, and that has the list of the most current list of exhibitors who are going to be exhibiting at the show. But needless to say, it's the reps that you want to see, the top 40 and top 50 supplier companies that you want to see, and they're all very excited and doing some great things around this show. So it's 11 o'clock. The floodgates open. The exhibits are open. In that East Atrium area that I showed, we'll have a little area for, we're just going to have coffee and water service. Great place just to regroup, sit down for a bit, rest, maybe ask some questions of your clients, or make a list of samples or other follow-up they want from you. If you're looking for food, there is a restaurant that will be open the entire day, and it's reasonable. It's called the Breadstick Restaurant. It's up on the second level, and it's open and serving food the entire, from before we open until after we close. So it's up there the whole time. We also have the MIP Suite on the third level, which will be featuring game day snacks and appetizers, fruits, nuts, pretzels, popcorn, that sort of thing. There is a fee and a ticket required for that. I'll touch on that in a minute, but that's also a food option. This is the atrium area. Again, doesn't look that great because it's not set up for us, but it will come a week from Wednesday. Is going to be awesome. Set up for just in rounds, where a place for you to relax during the show. Around 2 o'clock, we're going to reset it and set it up for a reception with some high tops and a platform for speaking and so on. But great little place to relax, meet, and conference. I mentioned the Breadstick. Here's a screenshot of their menu. Obviously not the whole menu, but just gives you an idea. As you can see, it's reasonably priced for considering the location and everything. It's got soup and sandwiches and hot dogs and hamburgers and grill type items, and everything from breakfast through luncheon. So again, that's open all day. Opportunity for you to kind of walk through another part of the stadium with your clients if you want to take them to the Breadstick. The MIPA Suite is going to be one of the 600 square foot corporate suites that we're running for the day. It will have seating inside, as well as the snacks and foods areas, places where you could just meet with a client quietly. It's got the actual stadium seating, that goes outside right into the stadium, so you can kind of just sit out there and chat with your clients and overlook the field. This is $30 for a ticket to come to the MIPA Suite and spend whatever amount of time there and eat whatever you want. So there's the ad that I've been presenting throughout the promotions for this. Overlooking the playing field, soft drinks, popcorn, peanuts, fruit, pretzels, $30 per person for a pass to the suite, and just helps create that VIP experience. So let me know if you want to take part in that. Actually, our hospitality suites, the MVP suites, the larger championship suites sold out very quickly. We still have a couple of 600 square foot MVP suites, but you'd really have to make something happen in the next day or two on that, because I need to get all of my food orders in by Friday. But it's $2,250, includes 10 end user tickets, so that's $100 value plus $300 in food and catering credits. There's TV monitors in there where you could bring a flash drive and have your message repeating. And if you rent one of those, we'll work with you to make it a VIP experience. We could have Paul Bellantone come up and address your clients. I would be available. Mark Jenkins, the current chairman. We can make special arrangements to make sure that Rory, the Lions mascot, comes and visits your clients. But getting a little tight on offering those. But anyway, stadium tours. I talked about that. There's the 3 o'clock and the 3:45 tour groups. Again, that's all going to be happening up in that registration area right at Gate G. Definitely a great opportunity for you to bring your client and really show them around. It will take them to the locker rooms, to the press box, to the playing field, and show them a corporate suite. So really gives them the inside view of Ford Field and the stadium. And if you really want to knock their socks off for $20, we will do a personalized nameplate and actually put that in one of the lockers in the locker room. So you can imagine their surprise as you're walking them through the stadium, taking them into a locker room and finding their name over one of the lockers. Great photo opportunity. And then, of course, they can take home the plate after the day after their tour. So for $20, it's a great way to impress a client and get a return on a relationship. Roar. In working the show, don't be afraid to allow your clients to shop on their own. Some people are just taking one client and walking with them the whole time. I've had some people that have signed up over 50 of their clients. So the vendor reps know how to do this. There's 27 regional associations. 18 of them have end user shows. The reps have been doing end user shows for years. They're experienced. They know the rules. But make sure you tell your clients to take good notes and also set a time to share and follow up with them. We're getting close. This was an old slide from my previous one where I said October 1st that ship has sailed. Make sure you're sending out reminders to your clients now, particularly the ones of those who have registered. If you've registered them, you've already paid $10 for them to attend. You want to make sure they make it to the show. So send out a couple of reminders. Believe me, I've been in this event business for a little while now, and you got to tell. And although you're probably all getting a little tired of all the emails I send to tell you, but you really need to tell people several times, and you want to also get them excited about this opportunity. So make sure you're reminding them of it. Make sure you sit down and plan your show. Go back to the MIPA website to the /roarexhibitors.html. Look up the list of exhibitors and know what products and what suppliers and what reps you want your clients to meet. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for you to have them actually touch and feel and see what you've got going on there. So you're going to want to make sure you have a good plan in place ahead of the show. Make sure you follow up with your customers after the show. After looking at successful end buyer shows around the country, we've come up with a system that everyone seems to think works best, and that is we have a clipboard that has been donated generously by Big Graphic that each one of your clients will be receiving with a lead form, and that lead form on it will have their name, your name, their first name, your name, the industry they're in, and the code number that we've assigned them to track them back to you. But they can carry that right through the show. When they see something, they can they can write down that they want a sample from that supplier and so on. They can take notes, and all of this will come back to you. You can either have them give that to you at the end of the day if you're working with them. Otherwise, we will be collecting them as they leave, and MIPA will be sending them back directly to you. So you'll have that, but take good notes for yourself throughout the day. It really becomes sensory overload at a show like this. So you're going to want to make sure you're taking good notes and know the things that you want to share with your clients. Client confidentiality, we've done a great job, I feel, of keeping that very confidential. On my database that I've created, I'm not putting down any of the company names. So even I don't have the names of the clients that are being registered. We're simply putting down their first name, last name, but on the badge, only their first name will be printed. Instead of their company name, we're putting down an industry. So if someone's with General Motors, we're just putting down automotive. If they're with Cisco Technology Systems, we just put down IT or technology. If they're with Henry Ford Hospital, it'll just say healthcare. So it just has minimal information. And if you're the 150th distributor to register, you'd be distributor number 150. Your first client would be 150A. Your second client would be 150B. All of that's right on our database. So we have a great way of keeping track of everybody and making sure that your guests, every communication with your guest is going to be directed back through the distributor. Once again, the no business card rule, they can be easily misconstrued. Violators could be asked to leave. The reception area. Once again, that atrium will be turned into the gala reception area. We're going to have some beverages and appetizers, a cash bar, some music, and then a very brief award ceremony. Basically just recognizing some of the volunteers in the industry, and we'll be also showing our appreciation to the Great Lakes Rep of the Year, and be naming that person at the reception. Are there size constraints on the types of rolling carts and end buyer toner? I would say use your best judgment on that. We don't have any rules in place on that. If somebody comes in with a shopping cart, or if somebody starts complaining, we'll deal with it. But I would hope that, you know, a rolling bag like a carry-on would be about the largest that someone would bring, hopefully. I mentioned professional photographers. We've hired 2 professional photographers who are going to be there all day long. They'll be capturing you and your clients and our wonderful suppliers at various points throughout the day. And at the end of the show, we'll be posting up a website where those can be viewed. Prints will be able to, you'll be able to order prints of the photography right online. And we've negotiated a terrific deal with the photographers. Unlike many of those type of things where you've had this sort of thing, you're not going to be looking at $25 for a 4x6. We're actually starting at $3 for a 4x6 print. And then, of course, you can always do a screenshot of the picture if you really want to go inexpensive. But we'll be capturing that all day long, so it'll be a great way also to follow up. When those pictures come up, probably a week after the show, we'll notify you. You can find the pictures of your clients, and it just provides another touch point. Hopefully, you know, there'll be an opportunity that where one of your clients, we can get a picture of them next to Rory, the mascot, or perhaps we can get a picture of your client next to the locker with the nameplate that you've bought for them. So really going to capture the day and create a lot of special memories. We're working with Ford Field to hopefully also have some of those rotating on some of the monitors later in the day and during the reception. So post-show follow-up. Make sure you review the notes with the clients as soon as possible, and get those samples ordered right away. You're going to have to do that. We do instruct the suppliers not to take sample orders unless it's from the distributor. So we just want to protect you from having a client go in and say, hey, I'd like to see a sample of that Canon camera or those Bulova watches. You need obviously to pre-approve those samples. So get those samples ordered right away. Before you leave the show, set up a post-show appointment. Capture the good feelings that they have about you and about the industry at that moment, and really follow up. And I would recommend laying out a 4 to 6 month calendar of upcoming events. And this might even be something that you would give them at the beginning of the day. Say, you know, hey, these are a few things that are coming up in the next couple months that you might want to be thinking about and looking for ideas for, because October 15, there's still going to be time to get some products in for Thanksgiving opportunity. Obviously, the winter holidays and the Christmas and Hanukkah and the end of the year winter holidays are all in play yet. End of the year, a lot of people need to recognize employees, recognize top producers throughout. So end of the year awards and gifts, New Year's, and kicking off a new theme for the year. Many companies may have a new initiative that their CEO is behind. So you may want them to be thinking about that. They probably know what that theme is already. And of course, we're at a football stadium. Super Bowl is almost a national holiday, first Sunday in February. And then speaking of February, we love our clients, Valentine's Day. And what sorts of things can they be doing with that? And then St. Patrick's Day. Might not even be too early to talk about Earth Day. So all of those things are things that you could be doing to plant seeds with your clients about things that they could be looking for. Also, for a follow-up, make sure you send them a thank you note. They've invested a great deal of time out of their office to spend the day with you. So make sure that you've sent them a thank you note. If you've registered a client and you've paid the $10 for them and they didn't show up, we're going to save a bag for them. So you'll be able to pick up that gift bag at the end of the day, and then you can make that as a great reason to follow up with them and show them those great pictures that you took of the day to show them what they missed. So I think I've covered everything I want to cover. I'll take any questions. We've got a pretty good volunteer pool, and you're going to be working with your clients on that day. So I'm not going to ask you to volunteer unless you really want to do that. But this is a first time show for us. We're just feeling wonderful about the number of new members that we've signed up, the number of people who have come back in the fold, who had let their memberships lapse and have now come back. So there's a lot of excitement around this. But I'll take any of your comments, suggestions, and ideas, and there's not going to be a whole lot of rush because most of my supplier members are already asking me for my 2015 marketing plan. So if you have some ideas of things you'd like to see MIPA doing, we have got a great new board of directors, and we want to make those things happen. And speaking of board of directors, I sent out the ballots for the board of directors elections yesterday. So if you haven't received that and you're a member, shoot me an email or give me a call or ask me to mail it to you, and I'll get that out for you. I'll take any questions if anybody has any. Otherwise, I've hit my 31 minutes in about 31 minutes. If we want to take 4 different clients into the MIPA suite at 4 different times, you need a purchase. Now, I'll work with you on that. You'd need a ticket for the clients for each time you bring them in, but I would make your client make your ticket valid for multiple visits. How early should you arrive prior to the clients? I would try to be there 15 minutes before what time you told them to be there, just so that they're not wandering around. That big atrium area in front is a great place to meet. The escalators are also one of those you can't miss them type landmarks. I'm not sure exactly where they're going to put it. Being the 15th of October, it could be 70 degrees or it could be 30 degrees. So we do have a coat check area. That would also be a landmark type thing where you could say, meet us by the coat check, meet us by the escalators. Or I'll be sitting down in the atrium area over by the coffee. And that would be a good way to have a landmark where people can find you. If there's not any other questions, I will be. This meeting has been recorded, so I will be posting this up on the MIPA Facebook page, the recording of it, or you can shoot me an email and I can send that to you as well. Well, thank you very much for the kind comment, Patty. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you and the exciting new things that are happening at MIPA. So have a great day.